I just wanted to explain about the Matahio team poster and how I've interpreted it. So when I visited the offices, Malaysia, Philippines, New Zealand, I collected 8 key things that I heard from everyone that I spoke to, positive things that sort of spoke to me and I found quite aspirational. Clearly there's lots of things that you told me when I had the chance to have our first one-on-ones. And what I wanted to do from that last visit at Q3 is gather the first sort of 8 points for the overall artwork that I want to give to the business and provide that guide. So these things that I'm going to talk about, it may not be applicable to all of you. It's what I have summarized in an aspirational way. That when I talk about them, I want you to interpret them in the way that you see them, but here is my thinking. So number 1, we want to feel like we're making a difference at work, at home and in life. And if I think of my own sort of self, wherever I am, I want to add value. I want to feel valued. I want to know that my efforts are for something that is good for the community, or it's good for the environment, it's good for the economy, where I'm actually really helping in a positive way. And what does that look like at home? As a parent, I want to be able to be vulnerable in front of my kids, so they can understand what vulnerability looks like and realize that actually that's quite normal. All of us will get angry or frustrated, or we'll feel flat, or we'll feel lost. Doesn't matter what age we are, it happens to us. Number 2, we are happy to work hard for the right reasons. So when anyone comes to work, they want to know that what they are doing in their day is for good stuff, for good outcomes. Whether it's about self-development, it's about growing the company, which provides opportunities for the individual and for the collective. I think understanding those things are really important, and a key thing is around information. It's getting the right information at the right times for you to understand that you're making progress in a good, healthy manner, in a great direction. Number 3, we need to invest in ourselves too. Now, some of us are really good at that, and some of us need to work a little bit harder at that. Not because we don't want to, it's just a sense of knowing how to, knowing where we're at. So investing in yourself as an individual is hugely important. It's the number 1 investment. If you get that bit right, everything else will follow. And what I mean by that is understanding, what does it look like to be mentally fit? You know what it's like to be physically fit. When you're physically fit, you can move a bit further, you can climb a bit higher, you can last a bit longer, your energy's better, and you're more resilient to the challenges of physically that are around you. And it's the same when we're mentally fit. If we're working hard to use our environments that we're in as practice to how we respond to challenges and different things, and how we find solutions, then that's really, really massive. And if we know that we maintain energy levels that are really healthy, when something knocks us and challenges our mental health, something happens to us in our lives, we're more resilient. If our energy is low and we haven't invested in ourselves, and something knocks us, and challenges us, then we can be in serious trouble. And that's when things like anxiety and depression can really appear. When we're mentally fit, we're more resilient, and that's a powerful place to be. Number 4 was we choose to be here. Now, this is really important. There's nothing worse when you're forced to be somewhere. You have to be somewhere because you'd rather be somewhere else, but this is the place to be. Now, that can have a challenge for people's energy and their input and what they contribute to the group. What I sensed is that most people wanted to be where they are. So that's a really good thing. And I think what elevates that is things like gratitude. It's things like opportunity or companionship. It's a sense of purpose. If we can really dig into ourselves and understand what's the great things about being here and focus on those things, then that's a really good thing, because it gives us choice. We may choose to leave in the future, but at the moment we choose to be here because we're very fortunate of these great things and what Matahio is trying to create. especially around personal development. And for me, being part of the journey is exciting because I really want to challenge and encourage you around the choices that you make. And when we're involved in any decision making, any contribution, individually or as a collective, we want to be choosing really great reasons for doing what we're doing. Number 5, assumption can get in the way of success. I did sense on a number of occasions and hear people assuming that they can't ask for this particular help because it might make them feel vulnerable. And that's understandable. And sometimes we don't say anything, we get on with what we need to do. And that's part of normal life. But I think if we can get better, instead of assuming that a role should be done a certain way without asking or just ignoring the feelings that we're sensing from someone else. They may not be good feelings towards us, they're ignoring us. If we just assume that we've done something wrong or whatever and made something up, that's a little bit dangerous. And that gets in the way of everyone's success. It's a real waste of time. And that's why I steer you to the 3 E's in the rocket ship. You know, if someone's treating you a bit weird, ask them to explain, why is it that you're ignoring me? Can you explain to me why are you ignoring me? And hopefully, if you get the courage as a group and you practice these things over time, someone will say, well, I'm ignoring you because of this. And they can explain to you, why, you know, they're feeling this way. And then the great thing about that is that you can explore together, well, that's not good. You know, as a company, as a group of people together, you know, I think we all agree that it makes sense to be in a really healthy environment. The way you and I are together at the moment, and it's not about blaming anyone, it's just about trying to fix the issue. It's not good, and it's affecting the environment. So how do we explore together, and how do we get on the same page? How do we come to agreement? We don't have to always be best friends, but isn't it great to be able to get to a point where you can explore it together and you can agree on stuff that's good for the common good of everyone, and then feel empowered to get on with it. So, you know, if we can better assuming and asking for a little bit of help, you know, getting some explanation about why we need to do this role in this particular way, then that's a good thing. The more of that we are doing, the faster we'll get to an environment that's amazing to be in. And the faster I think we'll get results. Number 6, we all need to be responsible for our energy. It's up to us how we respond to what's happening to us. I'm so proud of my dad at the moment. You know, he's dying in an old folks home in the hospital unit. And whilst he's on his final straight home to the finish line, you know, his attitude towards the way he's dying is amazing. He turns up every day, gets out of bed, and his energy's great. You know, he invites, loves having people around him. He loves telling stories and talking. Yes, it's sad for him at times and very reflective, but he's really responsible for his energy, and it's inspiring. So when we go home every day, or we come to work every day, we're responsible for the person that opens that door. You know, we can take the problems of home, we can give it to everyone else in different ways. We can, you know, if we're angry, we can take it out on people, or we can arrive at work and we can say, hey, I'm going to leave that at home because it's my thing that I want to sort out. And today, you know, I'm going to make this a really safe, healthy place to be because I'm struggling at home at the moment, or vice versa. But ultimately, what we want to do is to have our energy in a great place, both at home and at work. Number 7, we are best when we look outside our bubble. You know, a big driver for me is trying to get everyone to look at Matahio as an international company that's growing internationally and that's going to have lots of different people involved in it over time. And everyone that's involved in it is on the same page when it comes to the importance of great mental health and high levels of mental fitness. And we'll get that by having a greater appreciation and connection, I think, to each other. You know, like being involved now with Matahio, I look, you know, to the officers and I have a sense of responsibility for them. You know, for me, it's not about, well, what's good for me. Good for me is doing a great job for everyone else. So I really want to be part of understanding a little bit more about each other and saying, okay, anyone that's connected to the Matahio brand has a good experience. and we're very mindful of looking after each other. It's really important. You know, the first point, you know, that I found when I spoke to the senior management team was about people. You know, our people are our highest priority, our first priority. And we can actually help each other by having a greater understanding of each other, being proud of the fact that, you know, we've got our offices all around the world. And then the last one is we are better when we trust each other. So trust is the foundation for a healthy relationship. So if there's mistrust in any part of the business, that's going to impact, you know, on the outcomes. So trust is about, you know, letting go, giving people an opportunity, not micromanaging them, you know, respecting their talent and giving them the means to really unlock that potential. So trust is a huge part of that. And the happiest relationships and places that we are in is when we have a high level of trust. We trust that we can be vulnerable, we can talk to someone about, you know, something that's challenging, either at work or at home. And we know that the intention is really good right throughout the business. Yeah, we have different personalities. However, we trust that what is fundamental to the success of the business, we all buy into that. And we back each other up. So that's that poster. And I know it's a little bit of a, you know, long kōrero, a talk from me, but it's important, I think, that you have that understanding. So when the posters are in there, you can come back to the video and you say, okay, that's what that means. That's what Paul's trying to explain. Thank you.